Hey everyone, welcome back to Kharak Cup number 8. We got a pretty fun match for you today. It's going to be Tarnarmour playing as the random against Hottest Man Ever as the Galzian. Hottest Man Ev? I don't know. You've probably not seen this guy before, at least I hadn't. The map of course going to be Torn Crater like it was for the other two matches. And I would cast all of round 1 today by the way, but one of the replays we're still missing between Sparrow and Sparrow and someone, I can't exactly remember. But anyway, this is going to be an exciting match because Hottest Man Ever, for the entire tournament, did one strategy only, as far as I know anyway. I guess we'll have to see when the other rounds come along. But he does a 1 production cruiser assault ship push. Now this is highly unique. We've never seen something like this before, as far as I know. Perhaps somebody's done it, but I wouldn't know who. But you can see he's double produced salvagers after retiring that base runner. Gonna go up to early skimmer fabrication and then probably immediately follow that up with assault ship fabrication with 2 on the RUs here. Normally we don't recommend doing this type of stuff because we feel like, and when I say we, I mean just like Discara and Trend, whatever, you know, kind of like the people who think about strategies and whatever. We don't recommend doing this kind of stuff because we feel like you can't really get too much of value out of tech rushing as Galzian, whereas, you know, as Coalition, getting an AAV rush is very, it's an established strategy, it's very powerful. But if you look at the resources tab here, he's going to get up to 600, 100. He could actually quick drop and get that tech right now, but he's going to get it pretty soon anyway. And assault ships are on the way. He's now going to probably begin producing sand skimmers out of this one right here. And so just like that, he's on assault ship fabrication. This is going to be finished at the, was it 3.5 minute mark? And I'm kind of looking at all this stuff because I actually want to know how he did this build because I'm quite interested in myself. It seems pretty spicy. You all know how I like to play. And at this point, you know, Tarnarmour are probably going to feel pretty comfortable. Like, hey, you know, I mean, yeah, sure, sure you got a sand skimmer with your production cruiser out here, but I mean, what do I care? I've got more sand skimmers. I can put you through like a meat grinder effect. You know how that goes, where they keep making units and they keep getting killed. And eventually I'm probably going to kill your production cruiser, right? But that's not so. Actually, assault ship fabrication is coming down the line pretty soon. And suddenly the eco for Tarnarmour is going to be kind of messed up here, and it's not something that he's expecting. So it's just, I think this is really cool. You know, I'm very happy to see someone who plays so against the established meta. Tarnarmour, meanwhile, I think based on what he knows and based on the fact that we've literally never seen this guy play before, this is the first time anyone's met with him in a tournament setting. You know, I mean, he's kind of doing what you would expect he ought to do. Now, Hottest Man Alive, probably a bit worried about the fact that the 3 blast drones up right in his face here, and that's definitely the right move, especially in this kind of circumstance, because your opponent doesn't know that you're out there. But look at this, assault ship already on the way. Actually, these sand skimmers managed to almost get a salvager kill already, but they'll get shut down eventually. Well, maybe. I mean, there is actually already an assault ship, like I said. But this is going to start getting really hairy really fast. Tarnarmour can respond. He can do eco damage of his own, which is definitely good for him. And Hottest Man, by the way, already getting armored unit defenses. He knows what he needs to do here. Tarnarmour powering up the cruise missiles, I would agree with that. I think that's really all you've got that's going to do damage to these things at this point in the game. But him not having a tech choice yet, this almost looks over already. So that's kind of crazy, right? I mean, this is an exciting build. We've never seen this before, like I said. So let's see what Tarnarmour tries to do to handle it. But like I said, it's going to be very hard. He got Power Reserve 1, that's a great move. At least if he puts it in. Yeah, there you go. I think that's really an excellent move because, you know, then you can have the cruise missile and the close combat weapons, and at Power 1, the Conf carrier is the highest damage output carrier in the game. Power Reserve 2 coming down the line, I would have preferred railgun fabrication, but then again, it is a little tricky to keep these salvagers alive long enough to give you the RUs to, like, even make one. Blast drones are in his opponent's base, and he told me this later. He was so upset when he realized what he had done. But he forgot about them. One of them going to be remembered here, but that's not enough to kill salvagers, and that's really a bitter pill, of course. Now he's going to go for an extraction. More power reserves, of course, are on the way here. And he hopes to just hold this off using only his carrier with all this power in it. It's going to be tricky, though. It's going to be very tricky. He's doing a good job, actually, keeping these guys away from damage. Of course, if the carrier is moving on top of assault ships, they tend to have difficulty attacking. And it looks like he is going to kind of repel the attack here. But honestly, I feel like because of that blast drone hit failed, which really could have equalized this game, he's basically out of it already. Hey, look at that. He got a kill with a Salvager. Do they get combat no, they can't get combat experience. That's lame, man, because that thing deserves to be recognized for the heroic actions that it took part in. Now, Hottest Man Alive, meanwhile, has gotten Power Reserve 1 now. I think he's doing that just to defend his base in case he needs to. And he's actually pulling that the production cruiser back, I think for that same reason. But he's doing a very good job of keeping these things alive. We look how many he's lost. 6 units, and I think 4 of them were Sandscreamers. So he's done a very good job keeping these things alive. Obviously, we like to use assault ships for this type of stuff because they're units that aren't going to die very quickly, but they still will die, you know, and if you can keep them alive, that's obviously better. The base is completely compromised. The rest of the salvagers are going to go down now. Production cruiser also going to get taken out right. Cruiser? Why did I say cruiser? Cruiser. Also going to get taken out right here. And I think at this point it would be acceptable for Tarnarmour to surrender. In fact, these assault ships really should have stayed to get that kill. At this point, yeah. I mean, it's just Tarnarmour has the resources to make one more salvager. That's it. And if that thing gets killed, he actually has no potential for economy left. So literally all that Hottest Man Alive has to do is just continue making assault ships to just sort of run down here as he techs up into railguns at his own leisure. And eventually, he'll be able to kill this carrier. And nothing can be done about it at all. So the production cruiser actually is not even that important to get at this point. Also worth noting that because the Conf carrier is like made of paper, I guess, and only has 20 armor, assault ships can actually do damage to it, which I think is really ridiculous. I don't know why the Conf have so little armor, but they do. Nice cruise missiles there, actually, but amazingly the assault ships ducked out of the way like right at that moment. Refinery mode on the way, why not? Just go ahead and expand his eco. Yeah, really, actually really nice cruise missile shots coming in from Tarnarmour there. That's kind of fun to watch. But that's really all the game is right now. I mean, it's not gonna remedy his situation, as I'm sure it's rather obvious. Okay, blast drum's coming in again though. This could be a start. You know what I mean? Oh no! Don't run past him though. Oh, okay, that was really close there. And damage is getting done. You know what I mean? So he's taken out like 2 salvagers there. I think that would be worth it for 3 blast drones, but I don't think he's gonna be able to capitalize on that. He is mining though. Oh no, this guy's standing still. This is not the time for this. Get to those resources, you fool. My fool? Oh. Right. Yeah, because we have the replay from Tarnarmour's perspective, if he GG's out of the game, it just instantly ends. But yeah, there you go. I mean, he recognizes his predicament. He knows it's over. He's just going to choose to surrender. So isn't that exciting? This is play that is not... This is not the meta for Deserts of Kharak, you know what I mean? To do a tech rush as Galazian has been seen essentially as, like, not really very viable, very kind of inferior tactic. And yet, you know, like 2 PC rushes are doable, people would say. That's like what Sparrow does, that's what Peter does. And yet here you go, Hottest Man Ever showing us it's really not, you know... It's really not that bad. That worked quite well. We will have to see, of course, in later rounds how it fares against other players. We only have 1 sample of it right now. But that was really like an exciting thing to see. I didn't actually see this, mind you. I was playing with Descara in my match, and it went very long. But in round 2, I'm going to be paired up with this guy, so we get to see how I react to it. So, let us move on to another game. I hope you enjoyed it. Very short video, but I will see you next time.